You're tuned into Inside Lowell. Inside Lowell podcast brought to you in part by Washington Savings Bank, serving the greater Lowell community for over 130 years. Make the switch now to Washington Savings Bank. Reverie 73, Lowell's #1 cannabis shop. Elevate your cannabis experience at Reverie 73. Hafner's, heating and cooling homes and businesses for nearly a century. Hafner's, it kicks. And by Boston North Company, restaurant and retail solutions for your business. That's Boston North. And now, time for another Inside Lowell podcast. Inside Lowell. If Lowell is your home, this is your place. Hi, and welcome to Chamber Chat. I'm Danielle McFadden, president of the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce. Happy to be here in the beautiful Inside Lowell studios here in wonderful downtown Lowell. I'm very excited for our guest that we have on today. We have John Tuttle. He is the Thinking Smart program coordinator for Girls Inc. of Greater Lowell. How are you, John?
I'm good. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you for being here. What a great title, Thinking Smart. I don't know if anybody would ever give me that title, so kudos to you.
Yeah, fortunately for me, it's the title of the program, not me, so the only thing I have to live up to is the coordinator part.
And you're doing a darn good job living up to that.
Thanks.
So I'm so excited to talk about this new program that you have at Girls Inc. of Greater Lowell. Let's dive in.
Yeah. So brand new program. It's been in the works all this spring and summer in sort of the development phase, and it's going to launch this school year, so in just a few weeks here.
Excellent.
And it's a free program, so that's we're excited that we're able to offer it to any Lowell girl student who's interested.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And do they have to live in Lowell, or can it be from the surrounding areas as well?
Yeah, so we greater Lowell area.
Yeah.
Great. So obviously most convenient for those in Lowell, but we've actually got we've got one girl who lives in Tingsboro who's coming to us. So if they can make it, we'll welcome them.
Excellent. What time does it start at? I'm just thinking,
Yeah, so it's right after school. Yeah. So it kind of depends on, some schools get out at 2:10, 2:50, but then the buses come, and so we've got like a sort of window at the beginning of the afternoon there of just like coming in, unwind, a little social time, and then program activities get started at 3.
Awesome. Oh, the girls must love the opportunity too for that social time right after school to just get together.
A lot of times it's a long day, so you just want to sit down and breathe for a sec. So
excellent. Now, what can families expect with this program?
Yeah, so this program, I think the biggest the unique point about it is that it's long term. So it's designed to support girls through 7th grade, moving into high school, all the way through high school, helping them into graduation, and getting planned for those steps beyond high school, whether that be college or like a career apprenticeship or anything like that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So you're launching it now, and then hopefully these girls stay with you for
exactly. So
5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah. So we're excited to have our first cohort of 7th graders this year, and then each year as we expand and grow the program, we'll be sort of folding in a new group, and as they all move through the program, eventually we'll have all 6 years of grades there.
That's amazing. And then I'm sure there'll be such a great alumni network after that too. I mean, Girls Inc. already has such a great alumni network, but to have that kind of cohort of Thinking Smart. Really great.
I'm really excited for the sort of mentorship aspect that'll really kick in down the road.
Excellent. What else do you want the viewers and listeners to know about this program? Yeah,
so I think the biggest thing is, we hear STEM thrown around a lot as sort of almost like a buzzword. But there are some really good and important reasons why we've chosen to focus on this area. One being, and I think a lot of people know this, is that it's a field that's growing. There's going to be a lot more opportunities, especially in Massachusetts. Another reason is that it pays well. Compared to non-STEM jobs, it's very big difference in terms of where it can set young adults up for independence and stability. And then another reason that maybe people aren't so aware of, and in fact I was not aware of before I started really digging into this, is that the gender and racial pay gaps in STEM fields are actually much smaller than in non-STEM fields.
Oh, interesting. I didn't realize
Right.
that.
So, there's still these challenges that we have across our society, but but young adults going into these fields are getting a much fairer shake than in other
Excellent.
occupations. So, they're more able to, bring their talents and offer their qualifications and be seen for what they are.
That's amazing. And I'm sure, too, right out the gate, starting salary or wages are a little bit higher, too, than, some non-STEM jobs as well.
Yeah, definitely. So the goal is to create those opportunities to kind of create a pipeline. Obviously, not every girl will say, like, I want to be a scientist. But we just want to open girls' eyes to sort of the wide range of STEM occupations that there are. Whether it be an engineer, an architect, computer science, in the health fields, maybe a doctor. A lot of girls and young women are sort of channeled into very narrow niches in this field of like a nurse or a dental hygienist. Okay, but maybe you could also be interested in being a surgeon.
Absolutely.
Or the dental researcher at the so just kind of opening girls' eyes, exposing them to make sure they know all of their options so that they can choose what truly, is their passion.
And I'm sure there'll be such a camaraderie too. It's one thing if you're a girl and you're thinking, I want to be a doctor. It's another thing if you're with a group of girls and you're thinking about, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer, and kind of bouncing those ideas off of each other and inspiring each other.
Yeah, and that support and that community
Yes.
is really important, as well as a big part of the program is meeting women in these professions
Excellent.
as role models, as mentors, so that girls can kind of see that even though there might be challenges, it is possible, and there's a sort of a path that you can follow. That they're not alone. It's not, they don't have to do the impossible.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And when I was researching the program too, I saw that there's a leadership component of that as well, which is amazing.
Yeah. And part of, obviously, science is not the whole world. We also want to prepare girls to be successful, throughout their lives.
Absolutely.
So the leadership, social skills, even just like life skills, is a big part of it. So, for example, at the after school program, every day consists of, science time of the day, and then also health and wellness time.
Excellent.
So learning about like strategies for stress management.
Yeah.
Or even like one semester will feature self-defense.
Great.
So just, good things to know as you move into adulthood as you get older.
That's great. Oh my gosh, what an amazing program. It's so wonderful and eye-opening to see these programs now that are available for youth that weren't available like when I was a child. It's great.
Yeah, so we're excited to be able to offer it, and just want to make everyone in Lowell aware of it so that they can, access this resource if they're interested.
And it's every day after school?
So it's Tuesdays and Thursdays,
Great.
So twice a week.
Yeah.
That makes it a little easier for, students who might have responsibilities at home or who are coming in from other towns other than Lowell. Obviously, like younger kids, they need that everyday care. But as girls get older, middle school, high school, that's not quite the same.
Yes.
So this is more like something they're choosing to do rather than some place they need to be.
That's great.
So I think every day would be a bit much.
Yes. Yeah, especially if you're hoping to have them for 6 years.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
That's great. And I'm sure, the more that they connect with others within the program too, they're going to want to continue year after year because they have their friends there.
Yeah.
And they're learning and growing together. That's great. So if they still have spots available.
Yes. So we actually just started enrolling recently.
Excellent.
And our first cohort is going to be 30 girls.
Great.
And so we'll, just keep accepting until we hit 30.
Yeah.
And then we'll be ready to go. One question that some parents have had as signing up, and we do sort of like a get to know you interview.
Yeah.
Just kind of see what the families are looking for. Share some more information. And one thing that a concern that I've heard is, parents, one mother was like, well, my daughter, just so you're aware, she's not like at the top of her class or anything. And I said, good, that's what this program is for to support young women and students who could use the support.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just want to emphasize this is not for, it's not limited to the highest achievers
Yeah.
who already know that they're going to be an aeronautical engineer. If you are, great, but we know that's not where everybody's at.
Yeah.
And so the goal is to kind of lift everybody up,
That's great.
not just, skim the cream of the crop.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm thinking of people. You mentioned you have somebody coming from Tingsboro. Like if you're listening or watching and you have a girl and you're not living in Lowell, maybe you call another parent who has a girl the same age, or and carpool together. I mean, there are so many ways to take advantage of this and make this happen for your girls.
Yeah, that's actually one thing we're looking for a family in Chelmsford. Just kind of, checking out different possibilities and solutions in order to make it happen. Because we want anyone who's interested to be able to access it. We don't want, transportation or timing and stuff like that to be a barrier for families.
What time does it end?
So it goes until 5:30.
Oh, great.
Regular programming goes until 5, and then every time we have like a dedicated homework help time. And so if girls, need to leave right at 5, cool, they can go ahead. Maybe they do sports or, something like that. But every day we're there until 5:30, program staff and I, for just like academic support. Maybe girls need help on their homework or, maybe studying for tests as they get older. And maybe they just need to like access computers or printers or stuff, use our space.
Excellent.
So that time is always available for girls to use, however they need to.
That is a dream for parents. You hear that? Your kids can come home and not have homework to do. That's half the battle as a parent, sometimes, is getting the homework done. So if you can say to your daughter, you're going to go have this great program and then get help with your homework, that sounds like a dream come true.
Right. Because, we hope they learn a lot and have fun while they're with us, but we also want them to keep up in their classes at school in order to make things a real possibility down the line.
That's great. Is there anything else you would like our viewers and listeners to know?
I guess I would say maybe one more thing that I can share. Just because a lot of times it's like, okay, well, what do you actually do there? And one thing I kind of emphasize when talking to parents and families is, it's to support and encourage girls' familiarity and knowledge of science, but it's not really just a second science class. So the sort of methodology and how we do things is a bit different.
Yeah.
A lot of times in science class in school, obviously teachers are working with limited resources. There's a lot of kids. And it kind of boils down to, here's a list of facts. This is what you got to know for the test. And maybe if you're lucky, you have a cool teacher, you'll do a little experiment to demonstrate it, but it's like you already know how the experiment's going to end. That's not how real science works. Where researchers start with questions, they got to figure out how to answer those questions. They need to design the experiments, and then they look at the results and say, okay, what did we learn? Or what questions do we now have based on those results? And so that's how the program operates, where we'll start off by observing a phenomena together, and then just asking girls, what are you curious about? What do you want to know? And then we'll put together a list. And then from there, their girls will be able to drive their own investigations. Program staff and myself, we're there to, guide, support, supervise, help get them the materials they need, all that, make sure they're going safely. But they're in the driver's seat. They're the ones sort of, directing their own investigation, because part of creating future scientists is learning how to do science as a process, not just a list of information in a book.
That's a really great point, and that's going to carry them too when they're in school or training or in a job that they don't have, this. Just need to learn these facts, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
There's stuff we don't know, and we got to find out. Yeah.
Yep. That's great. Well, thank you.
Of course.
This was so interesting. I hope that you get your 30 girls signed up really soon, because it's an amazing program for our youth in the community.
Yeah, we're excited.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Well, anytime you want to come on, you can come give us an update, or if you want to bring one of your youth on with us, that'd be great too.
Yeah, we'd love to do that down the road.
That'd be so fun. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you all for tuning into Chamber Chat here in the Inside Lowell studios. We'll be back again soon.